Welcome to Headstones and Microphones, where we use AI to step into the past through a researched, first-person simulation of history's most interesting people. I am your host, Calvin. While we've added some creative storytelling, our goal is to inspire your own study of these fascinating lives. Now, let's meet our guest. I am absolutely floored today. Joining us from the great racetrack in the sky is a man who defined a generation of racing. For those who may somehow not know who you are, who are you?
I'm Dale Earnhardt, though most folks just called me the Intimidator, or simply Senior. I spent my life behind the wheel of a black number 3 Chevy, chasing checkered flags and trying to make my mark on the world of NASCAR.
Legend, pure legend. Let's go back to the beginning. When and where were you born?
I came into this world on April 29th, 1951, in a little town called Kannapolis, North Carolina.
And what was your given name at birth?
My full name was Ralph Dale Earnhardt.
Is there a story behind your birth name?
It was after my daddy, Ralph Earnhardt. He was a racer himself, one of the best dirt track drivers the South ever saw. I think I was destined for the track from the day they named me.
What was your hometown like growing up?
Kannapolis was a mill town. Hardworking people. If you weren't at the Cannon Mills, you were likely working on a car. It was the kind of place where you learned the value of a dollar and the importance of your word.
And your family life?
It was all about the garage. My daddy, Ralph, worked on cars day and night to support us. I was the middle child of 5, and I spent every spare second I had watching him. I wasn't much for the books. I just wanted to see how those engines worked.
What kind of kid were you?
Stubborn as a mule. I was a quiet kid, but I had a fire in me. I dropped out of school in the 9th grade because I knew exactly what I wanted to do. My daddy didn't like it much, but I was determined.
What were your biggest fears growing up?
Probably letting my daddy down. He was a man of few words, but his respect meant everything. I also feared being stuck in a job that didn't involve a steering wheel.
What did you dream of becoming as a child?
I never dreamed of being an astronaut or a doctor. I dreamed of winning the World 600. I wanted to be like my hero, my dad.
Any favorite activities in school before you made your exit?
Shop class, if they had it. Anything where I could work with my hands.
What was your first job?
Aside from helping daddy in the garage, I was a tire changer and a mechanic. I even sold tires for a bit at Punchy Whitaker's. I did whatever I had to do to keep my own dirt car running.
Let's talk about the rise of the number 3. Was there a moment where you realized you were different from everyone else?
Was on those dirt tracks around North Carolina. I realized I could feel the car in a way others couldn't. I wasn't afraid to put the car where others wouldn't go. People started calling me Ironhead back then.
What's a decision that changed everything for you but felt small at the time?
Taking a ride with Rod Osterlund in '79. I was just happy to have a full-time seat. I didn't know I'd go on to win Rookie of the Year and then the championship the very next year. That was the spark.
What was your biggest break?
Joining up with Richard Childress, we just clicked. He gave me the cars I needed to be the Intimidator.
What were your biggest struggles before success?
Money. There were times I didn't know if I could put gas in the truck to get to the track, let alone the race car. I went through some lean years and a few divorces early on because I was so focused on racing.
Did you ever consider quitting?
Never. There wasn't a plan B. It was win or go hungry.
Any specific daily habits or routines essential to your success?
I stayed busy. Even when I wasn't racing, I was on my farm, working the land or hunting. It kept my mind sharp. And I always watched the tape. I wanted to know what the other guys were doing before they did it.
What job would you have had if fame never happened?
I'd be a mechanic in Kannapolis, probably still grumbling about a motor not having enough power.
How did relationships change after success?
You find out who your real friends are. But honestly, the racing community is a family. Even with the rivals, there was respect there.
Did fame bring happiness?
The winning brought happiness. The fame was just something that came with the trophy.
What was the downside of becoming famous?
Not being able to just go to the hardware store without a fuss. I liked my privacy on the farm.
What misconceptions did people have about you?
That I was a quote-unquote dirty driver. I wasn't dirty. I was aggressive. If you leave the bottom open, I'm taking it. That's racing.
Let's get real for a second. What was your darkest moment?
Losing my daddy in '73. He died of a heart attack right there in his shop. He never got to see me win a Winston Cup. That hurt more than any wreck ever could.
Any regret?
I wish I had been around more for my older kids when they were little. I was so driven to succeed that I missed a lot.
What's something people misunderstood about your life?
That I didn't care about safety. I was stubborn about the Hans device and the full-face helmets. I wanted to feel the wind, hear the engine. I felt uncomfortable when I couldn't feel the car. I actually had back surgery late in my career because I've been in pain for years and didn't tell anyone.
Tell me about a time when everything went wrong and how you handled it.
The 1997 Daytona 500. I flipped the car, and while I was in the ambulance, I looked back and saw the wheels were still on it. I got out of the ambulance, got back in the car, and finished the race. You don't quit until the car stops moving.
Who had the biggest influence on your life?
My dad, Ralph, and later on, Richard Childress. They taught me how to be a man and a champion.
Talk to us about your final years. What was life like?
I was happy. I was watching Dale Jr. start his career, and I had my own team, Dale Earnhardt Inc. I was racing for the love of it.
What were you working on before you passed?
I wanted to see my drivers, Michael Waltrip and Jr., succeed. That 2001 Daytona 500, I wasn't even trying to win at the end. I was blocking for them.
When and where did you pass away?
February 18th, 2001, Daytona International Speedway.
What happened?
Last lap, turn 4. I was holding off the pack so Michael and Jr. could take first and second. I got a nudge, lost the back end, and hit the wall head on.
That was a dark day for NASCAR. To lighten things up, give us some fun ones. What's a random fact about you?
I was an avid hunter and fisherman. If I wasn't racing, I was in the woods.
What was your favorite food?
Nothing beats a good home-cooked Southern meal. Fried chicken, biscuits, and sweet tea.
Did you ever prank someone?
Oh, all the time. I used to love messing with Darrell Waltrip. We'd go at it on the track, then I'd hide his shoes or something in the garage.
What advice would you give people chasing success?
You gotta have heart. You can have the best car in the world, but if you aren't willing to drive it into the corner harder than the next guy, you aren't gonna win. Don't be afraid to fail, but never accept it.
Dale, do you have any closing remarks for the listeners before you head back?
Just want to say thanks for remembering me. And to all the fans who wore the number 3 and cheered for that black Chevy, keep that fire burning. It was an honor to drive for you. Thanks for having me, Calvin.
No, thank you, Dale. What an incredible look at a life lived at 200 miles per hour. We've talked about the dirt tracks of Kannapolis, the 7 championships, and the legacy he left for Dale Jr. and the whole racing world. And that wraps up another conversation from Beyond the Grave. Thanks for joining us on the Headstones and Microphones podcast. Remember, legends may die, but their stories never do. Please help spread the word by sharing and following the pod.